Welcome to Today Sports Live.
Oh, we're live here. Okay.
It's our first hockey show.
We're talking college football today.
This edition of Baseball Today.
Football Today is back here.
Welcome back to basketball today.
Got the double box. Bring it on, baby.
This is giving me Russell Westbrook vibes.
I'm too strong.
Well, there goes the encyclopedia.
Him and Rihanna would create like a mega mind type.
He
That's
put
really
this
good.
decision on a coin flip, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yinzer City. Yinzer City.
More
We
perfect that we
all
brought
have
that today.
computers in front of us.
Right, and that is why we skip hooping.
Yeah.
The spitting image of Cooper Cup. Ricky Patalco about to lose his mind. And
Kadarius Toney, Ni Hao, you better start learning Chinese.
we got two Rangers fans here, so
No.
Welcome into Football Today here, our last Today's Sports episode of the NFL. I'm here with the guys, Jake, Fernando, and Ben. And before the show even started, we were talking a lot about the college football playoff, and the four teams were announced for the playoff. We have number 1, Michigan, number 2, Washington, number 3, Texas, and number 4, Alabama. So quickly, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I feel bad for Florida State.
I mean, Alabama gets it done.
Alabama
They're back.
finds a way in every year, no matter what.
The committee just likes SEC
They just
so much.
love
for
bringing them in.
So that's it. That's it. Alabama gets in over Florida State. So now let's go into the show today because it is an
Now we're
NFL
actually
Sunday.
talking about NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got to talk about NFL. Ben.
That's what we're doing.
We got a big slate today in the NFL,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll go back to last Thursday's game, Seahawks-Cowboys. It was an electric win for the Cowboys, beating the Seahawks in prime time. What did you guys think about this game, Fernando? I'll start with
Cowboys.
This was the best Thursday night game this year, and you got to give props to both teams. They played their hearts out, both offensively and defensively. But I was a little impressed and disappointed with the Cowboys. I was impressed with their resilience. They just kept fighting. They never gave up, even though the Seahawks were playing really well. And I was disappointed with the Cowboys' defense. We've been talking about how good this defense is. They finally had a step up in competition, and the defense just did not play well. But I'll say this: they clutched up when they had to. I still don't consider them Super Bowl contenders, but I think Dak should be in the MVP conversation.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
guys looked a little shaky out there on defense. You know, I do have to give you credit, though. The Cowboys, they came back. They won that game.
They beat a winning team for the
They
first time.
did beat a winning team, so congratulations to you guys. As disappointing as it was for me, it doesn't matter because you guys aren't going to win the division. Just sorry.
Yeah, the Eagles are running away with
Yeah,
it.
we're getting that thing.
Hey,
But you know what? I'll give you props. It was a great win. Deron Bland got cooked by DK Metcalf.
I like how this game may have saved Al Michaels from going into retirement.
That is true.
He seemed excited for
every
one.
game.
Excitement.
I know.
A
it's
little,
so
bit excited, a little bit excited.
Every game was
little
every
bit
Thursday night
excitement.
game leading up to this one was terrible. But I didn't even watch this game because I was like, oh, it's just a Thursday night game. But this game was good. I love to see Dallas run up that Dallas and Seattle running up that score. You never see these types of games anymore.
It was very
I
quality.
mean, I think
You
the
never
refs,
see
the
those
refs had a
scoring
lot of
affairs.
We have
impact
to
on the game.
talk about the refs. There were
the refs,
so
there was
many
a lot of
penalties.
penalties.
I mean, I feel like the Cowboys have always been like that for a while. Like even last year, they were like number 1 in the league, I think, in penalties.
Yeah,
So
like-
I think this is just continuing with Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, this is the problem with the
But discipline.
Cowboys. This is the problem I have with the Cowboys with Mike McCarthy. They're just so undisciplined. They always make stupid penalties, and that's
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
just
we're
think
gonna
it's
have
the way
to. You just like you said, you're impressed with the Cowboys. We're gonna have to see how they do towards the end, down the
They got
stretch
a tough schedule coming up.
because
They gotta,
they never they're like, oh, the Cowboys, we're gonna make the playoffs. They always end up losing in the divisional round.
why.
Why?
That's why I'm hoping the Eagles lose today. So next week it's for the division.
All right, let's hope so. I don't think the
Not
Eagles are
happening.
going to win.
yeah, we'll see.
Or
if
I
that
think Eagles
happens.
will win. I
Yeah,
think.
thank you.
All right,
That's what I meant to say.
Getting the dub.
Speaking of the Eagles, Jake, let's go into our next segment. Roger Goodell.
Ooh.
There's been reports that he wants to ban the Eagles tush push forever.
What
are your
else?
thoughts on
What
that?
else is new? I mean, the man just
Man doesn't like
loves
fun.
to take down the best
The
team
no
in the
fun
league. He
league, the no
hated
fun
Tom
league.
Brady. He never wanted the Patriots to win. They found ways to win. Just like the Birds, he wants to take us down. The brotherly shove, which that is what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of everyone in this tush push. It is the brotherly shove. The Eagles, they do it the best. I mean, how are you going to ban a play that, just because one team does it exceptionally well, 92% of the time, shout out Jason Kelsey. But, I mean, how are you going to ban a play when not everyone can do it? It's not like everyone's running it and it works 100% of the time. I mean,
exactly.
the Chargers have tried to do it. It doesn't work. The Giants have done it, and it doesn't work. I mean, every team in the NFL, there's different lengths to how great it works. The Eagles build one of the greatest offensive lines in the league. Jeff Stoutland is an amazing man. He does great work for our team. Jalen Hurts squatting 600 pounds, getting down and strong. No quarterback is like him. And I mean, Roger Goodell, look, man, just chill. Just
I
chill.
don't think it's like that dangerous of a play.
No, it's
like
not.
it's really not. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason for him to ban.
I mean, it's football, man. Come on, you're supposed
what do
to.
you
You're
expect?
supposed to get
yeah,
hit.
you're supposed to it's a literally virtually a QB sneak.
Yeah, exactly.
Except you're getting pushed from like behind. Like that's all. That's all.
This
it
ain't
is.
elementary school football anymore.
Yeah.
We're not playing two-hand touch.
Yeah,
That's
what
I
do you
think it's
Fernando?
dumb.
It's a grown man's league.
As much as I hate the Eagles, I think it's a stupid, absurd thing that Goodell's doing. Just because the Eagles do it so well doesn't mean you have to ban
Thanks.
it.
Yeah,
I
I know.
appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
How are they going to ban? Like,
It's just a
what's the
QB
role
sneak.
going to be?
Just like you
Like,
said, it's just a QB sneak.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There's so many teams that can't do it well.
It's a QB
it's
sneak
like-
with a shove.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
all.
you're
it
just
is.
just pushing it.
Exactly.
The only thing I'll say is if he bans it, I'm just gonna be glad to like see third down and one, know that Jalen Hurts is not gonna be able to do the brotherly shove.
Yeah.
Because every time I see that play, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah,
He's
it's
gonna
like,
make the
stop
play
him.
out.
You can only hope
The Eagles
to
are gonna
contain
make the
him.
first down.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like this is like the best offensive line in football.
Thank you.
And like that's what I'm saying. Like
It's
it
just the way
doesn't
it
work
is.
with
It's
any other
insane,
team,
bro.
It does not work with any other
Exactly.
team. So
Yeah.
like I guess he's got to ban it for everybody.
All right, so let's move on to the best game of the week coming up at 4:25 on Fox. The game you've been waiting for.
Oh yeah.
And the game a lot of us have also
Oh,
been
yeah.
waiting for. Eagles versus the 49ers. The 49ers are favored in this game. Jake, who do you think
I
is
think
going to
it's-
win
I
this
think it's
game and
crazy.
who's going to be the best player in the game?
Come on, man. Come on. I mean, first of all, it's just completely disrespectful. I mean, the fact
Yeah.
that we're the underdog. I mean, you know what? That's where we thrive. The underdog mentality. It's how we won that Super Bowl.
Yep.
No one believed in us, and we're going to prove them wrong again today. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers, the team, the fans, everyone, they've been talking a lot this offseason.
Yeah.
And you know what? You guys lost. All right, get over it. You lost the game. You weren't going to win with Brock Purdy. It's not happening. The man is a
disrespect.
system
Wow.
of his offense. Kyle Shanahan, one of the greatest offensive minds in the game. Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. Earlier in the year, I called them unicorns because they're two of the greatest players I've ever seen on offense.
Yeah.
You know, Trent Williams, probably the best tackle in the league. He's got a
He
great
is,
offensive
he
line
is.
too. And that defense, I will admit, I'm a little scared of that defense. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Tungaloyo Funga. Those guys
Yeah,
are
they're good.
awesome. But the thing is, guess what? Everyone wants to say, "Oh, we had Brock Purdy. We would have won that game." Guess what, guys? We put up 31 on you guys last year. You didn't stop us. We stopped you. And we got it done. The Eagles are going to win this game. But best player, I think, for this game is going to be Hassan Reddick because Brock Purdy
that's an
sees him in his
interesting pick.
nightmares.
Oh yeah.
He's going to feel the pressure. The Eagles fans are going to bring the juice and the link. Pop, I love you, Dad. Bring the energy today again. It's going to be awesome. Eagles are going to win this game with the help of Hassan Reddick, 31-27.
I just think it's crazy how the Eagles are at home, like they're hosting this game, but yet the 49ers are favored. Like
That
I think
makes
it's
no sense.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
so
But
disrespectful.
like you said, like this Hassan Reddick's gonna make a big impact, especially
Exactly.
with stopping C-Mac and Brock Purdy,
There
as
you
you
go.
would say. I'm
new
rooting for
name
the Eagles
alert.
this game. I'm rooting for the Eagles just for
What do you got, Fernando? As an
Appreciate that,
Eagles
bro.
hater, what do you have in this game?
This will be an amazing and close game, but I think the 49ers will win this game. They have so much motivation to win this game. They're going for revenge after last year, and I'm calling this. I think this will be this is a preview of the NFC Championship game.
I think so.
For me, the player of the game, it will be Brock Purdy. If the 49ers are going to win this game, Brock Purdy's going to have to be the player of the game because he's going to have to
you're
throw
right.
the ball a lot, especially because this Eagles secondary is questionable. Let's be honest. They're not that
See, I
good.
agree. Like in the end of the day, like these types of games are relies on your QB. It
But-
relies on your QB.
But look, as much as I hate the Eagles, I have to give them credit. They haven't been playing well, but when they need to get the job done, they get it done.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has been clutch.
I just think that the skill positions for the 49ers are going to like I think it's going to mainly rely on Jalen Hurts. Like I think Jalen Hurts is going to carry the 49ers. I think they have way more skill.
I will say I'm a little nervous with the secondary. You made a good point about that. We've been
secondary struggling.
they've been shaky, and it's tough to win when especially in the league now where it's a lot of passing. You need to have
Yeah.
great, strong defenders and corners to get the job done. And the Eagles are a little shaky in that department, but I do think it will be a close game. You're right. It's going to be one.
I
of
think
the,
it's
going to
gonna
be a
come
contender
down,
for
yeah.
game of the year. It's going to
Yeah.
be great, and I just can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I think that the Eagles will be very focused on Christian McCaffrey.
Oh yeah.
So I think if Purdy's gonna have to throw the ball to playmakers like Kittle, Ayuk, and Samuel,
yeah.
they're gonna win this game.
Absolutely.
That's how many weapons the Niners have. I didn't even mention George Kittle. I'm
No,
sorry.
they have
That's
so many.
disrespectful. I'm so sorry, George Kittle. That was just
He's
bad.
kind of falling off. Let's be honest.
Oh, I don't know
George
about
Kittle.
that,
I mean, I haven't
man.
really heard
I
of
don't
him.
really think
I mean,
about
I don't know
that.
how much
You
he's like.
guys-
I wouldn't say he's fallen off, but like
At one point, we were considering
He's-
him the best tight end in the NFL.
I think he's still.
I
I don't
is.
know if anyone ever said he was
Kelsey's
the
always
best.
been the
I think he's like
best.
top 5. in my
Definitely,
opinion.
Yeah, definitely top five.
so.
All right, let's move into our next segment here, guys. We're going to do a little Would You Rather here, and we're going to ask some NFL questions, and you guys are going to have to pick a side. Each of you going to have to pick a side. So our first one is, would you rather take 3, it went up from 2 to 3, blindside sacks from Myles Garrett, or try to open field tackle Derrick Henry 5 times?
So
And
basically,
it says here he's basically running you over.
so
5
basically,
times.
would you rather get killed or get killed? That's what,
Yeah,
that's
I
what,
mean,
that's what you
that's
just
the question.
Or
Yeah.
and end up in the hospital bed.
Yeah, I mean, it's either these are two really big guys here. So I mean,
See, I don't want to have like brain trauma from like him hitting Miles Garrett hitting me over in the head with his helmet. So I'm going to probably
as a
go.
Steelers fan, I have a trauma with
Yeah,
that too.
I'm gonna
Ben,
have
so
to, I'm gonna have to go with Derrick Henry because at least I have a fighting chance to tackle this man.
Man,
Actually, no, I don't. But, like, but when I get blindsided by Miles Garrett, I'm going straight to the ground.
you know,
I'd be scared for my life.
I'll be traumatized for life.
Yeah. What do you got,
there's
Jake?
no winning scenario in this, but like as bad as this is going to be, I think I'm going to have to go with the blindsided for Miles Garrett because at least you could maybe brace yourself.
Maybe
going
prepare.
Derrick
Maybe
Henry,
prepare.
you're not going to tackle him. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. Like you're going to get run over 5
Oh,
times
yeah,
and
absolutely.
concussion city, and
Yeah.
your bones are going to and your muscles are going to
Oh,
be
it's
sore.
gonna be
Everything's
bad.
going to hurt.
But I'll say this about
Nothing's
Derrick.
gonna hurt no matter
I'll say
what.
about this about Derrick Henry. He's kind of been in a little bit of decline lately. So,
Maybe
and
he won't
Miles
be
Garrett,
as
If we do this
strong.
currently, I mean, I guess.
and
you might
Miles
be right
Garrett
a
has been
little,
playing
but
one of like the
but
best
still.
defenses in football. So, I still would rather be do the Derrick Henry challenge than Miles Garrett.
Yeah, if this was
But
2019
this is a
Derrick
death
Henry,
wish.
if this was
This is a death
2019
wish.
Derrick Henry, my opinions would be different. But like this, like I feel like that
Still Derrick Henry.
It's still Derrick Henry, but it's also
Still
still
is the
Miles
same
Garrett.
guy.
Like this guy's like the best defensive player.
Either way, you're
in
going
the
on the
league.
IR. No matter what,
Yeah.
it's just going to happen.
No, and you're going to the hospital.
Yeah. So let's do a little bit less of a dangerous adventure here. Let's go. Would you rather vacation with the Kelsey brothers or the Mannings with Rob Gronkowski?
Bro,
Oh.
somehow the editors in here.
Oh, wait a minute.
I think I'd rather go with the Manning brothers and Gronk. I feel with the Kelseys, I feel Travis Kelsey's gonna bring Taylor Swift with him, and I would just hate being part of that trip with
So you'd
them.
be like a third wheel then. at that
Yeah,
point,
exactly.
Third or fourth wheel, yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm going to pick the Kelseys. I mean, I'm probably biased in this, but I mean, who doesn't love Jason and
They're
Travis?
great guys.
The
They're
greatest
great guys.
sports podcast in the world.
It's true.
It's amazing. They're so entertaining and hilarious. And, you know, even though the Taylor thing might be a little conundrum, I can always just go hang out with Jason. I mean,
It's
it's
like the cool uncle.
you know, I feel like the Mannings with Gronk, I feel like it's kind of it throws the dynamic off. Like, because Gronk's this big partier. We know him. He's
Yeah.
the greatest tight end of all time. And then the Mannings, who are probably more like cool and calm and collected, they're a little more cerebral. They know a lot about football. They can tell you a lot of great stories, but like I feel like the dynamic would just be odd. Partying, studying.
Yeah,
I would
good
go.
mix.
I would go Eli and Peyton just because like if we played football, like plus with Gronk, like we'd be the greatest like offense of all time. Like I would be a receiver, he would be at QB. Eli Manning could play wide receiver, Gronk at tight end. Like it's over.
I can go to many parties with Gronk.
I know. Yeah, Gronk is definitely a partier.
I mean, Kelsey's
100%.
also
Travis Kelce's a heck of a
Kelce,
partier, man.
That
you
him
can't
too.
really-
But like the thing is, at the
They're
end of the
both
day,
great
I feel like I would definitely take Peyton Manning. I take the Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, I agree.
But I
with
would
you.
also, but like I said,
Hey, you got Super Bowl champs on the other side there,
yeah,
brother.
But
And yeah,
Hey,
that's
man.
true.
I'm taking the QB. I'm taking my QB.
So am I.
Taking the QB.
I'm
All
sticking
right.
with the
All right, let's
Kelce's.
move to our final one here. Would you rather be coached by Big Red, Andy Reid, or Bill Belichick?
Big Red.
Big
You
Red.
You
take
know,
Big
I
Red?
think I'm taking Big Red because you know Bill. Obviously, he's the greatest coach of all time, but I feel like he's really no fun. Like he's always angry. He's always pouting. You know,
Yeah, Bill Belichick has that demeanor.
you know.
He has that
Every time he
demeanor.
gets asked a question, it's like, "Coach, what do you think about the game? We're on Cincinnati."
There's no like filter with him.
Coach,
He's
you
just so
got-
boring.
Coach, you
Yeah.
guys won by 20.
Yeah.
We're on
Also, we
Cincinnati.
see Andy Reid has a lot of personality. You've seen him on State Farm commercials.
Yeah, he's on
Yeah,
new commercials.
he's an eater.
now,
He loves
yeah.
to eat.
Also,
I mean, Bill Belichick has a little bit of a personality too. It's
Also-
just in a different way.
It's
Also,
just
what
like
you gotta,
very, very vague.
I will
boring
say he was pretty
personality.
funny in those Subway commercials.
Also,
Bill Belichick.
also about Bill Belichick, I just feel like his reputation as one of the greatest coaches in the NFL has fallen down
because
so
Brady.
much. Because
Yeah, it's 'cause of Brady.
it's been proven that Tom Brady was the reason he was winning the Super Bowl.
There is a lot of recency bias in it, though. We can't
Yeah.
forget how great of a coach Bill Belichick
He had a great
is.
defense.
Yeah.
Also,
that he
let's not
coached. He had
forget-
He was great.
But
with
like he
Parcells.
did go to the playoffs with Mac Jones.
Also, let's
for
not
1 year.
forget
He
when
did.
Tom Brady
He did
was with
do
the
that.
Patriots,
Yeah, well, it's 1
players
year.
were coming to the Patriots not because of Bill Belichick; they were coming because of Tom Brady.
Now that is true,
Mhm.
and that you could say different things because I know a lot of people come to the Steelers, Barker,
Oh, yeah.
because of Mike Tomlin. So it's like
Yeah.
kind of like switch there because a lot of players went for Brady, a lot of players go. For
I mean, but yeah,
Tomlin,
look how
you know
many
what I mean?
wide receivers want to go play for Andy Reid. I mean, he made the Legion of Zoom, Tyreek Hill,
Yeah, it's true.
Valdez,
Yeah.
Scantling.
They do have a great
Uh,
receiver.
I mean,
Mecole Hardman.
last year they won a Super Bowl with Juju and like
Yeah, a bunch
Which
of
is
a bunch of
proves-
a bunch
which
of
proves-
Walmart
Yeah.
employees playing wide receiver.
yeah, that's
and Travis
Yeah, that's
Kelce and Juju
crazy.
Smith-Schuster. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
that's-
think Andy Reid's the better coach.
yeah, I agree.
Like just.
I know I'm gonna laugh when I'm coaching by Andy Reid. He's gonna have a good time. He's always
Yeah,
gonna give me
he is,
encouragement.
yeah.
Bill's
He's
just
gonna
gonna. I think he's just gonna look at me with disappointment and anger and just be like,
He's gonna punish you
We're not-
easily
we're not some
for making
cheeseburgers
one
after
simple
every game.
mistake.
We're gonna have some cheeseburgers
Yeah.
after every game.
All right, so we got a consensus on that one. That was our last one. Now we're going to go to blind rank here for these NFL celebrations. We're going to go 1 to 5, and without knowing what's next. So we're going
All
to
right.
go to the first one here. See what our first celebration is.
Oh,
And
well.
we got
Oh,
Justin Jefferson
Gritty.
Gritty. This is his rookie year.
It's got to be like 2.
Oh, no,
Is
not
this
his
rookie
rookie
year?
year.
I
No,
think-
it's not. No,
I
it's
think
not.
wasn't this,
Oh, is it?
this
Didn't they
season,
play-
wasn't it?
didn't
Yeah,
they
it might have
play
been this
year?
season. Yeah.
It was. I think it was his rookie year, right?
No, this is
Or
not
no,
his
no,
rookie
no,
year.
no.
This is recent.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's kind of a classic celebration at this point. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
the best.
I
I
think
think it's
I-
a little
I think
bit
it might be
overused.
better up here.
I think I would say 3.
Three or-
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a solid 3. It's
Yeah,
a great-
mid.
I
Put
mean,
it in the mid.
If he threw in the fake hammy, the little
Yeah.
injury, I might put it at 2. But right
I say
there's
3.
normal Gritty. We'll put it at
Yeah,
3.
we'll put it at 3.
Yeah,
Three's
three.
I
safe
think
bet.
3 is pretty good for that. All right, let's go to the next one here. See what we got here.
Oh,
we
I
got
think
Victor
that's
Cruz on the
oh,
cha-cha
that's
slide.
gotta be like number
That's a
two.
very
That's
iconic
really
one.
good.
That's number 2.
Number
yeah,
two.
It's
That's
better
like-
than Jefferson's
that is a
already.
I was gonna say, I feel like you have to put it at 2 just
That is a
because
classic.
I would put 2.
I
That's
would maybe
2.
put that at 1 even. That's pretty good, man.
I would
mean,
put it 2.
I'd say 2 just
I'll
because
roll
there
with
might
2.
be a better one
That's
that's
fair.
up there.
But that's really good.
Yeah,
Like they always say, they save the best for last.
that's true.
Mm.
All right, let's
Everyone-
go to the
Everyone
third
knows
one
Victor
here.
Cruz is a salsa dancer. What's this one?
Oh,
I mean,
last.
as a Steelers fan, I say this
Yes.
is not very good. I mean, I get the Ronaldo celebration, but like,
Yeah,
come
also,
on, Zay Flower.
5.
Like, this is his second time during this game that he had to do this little weird
You should have kicked
celebration.
it through the
Yeah, I know.
goalpost.
It
Yeah.
just makes no
Yeah, like,
sense.
For me, it seemed more like he missed the
think it's 5.
entire net.
It seems like too big of a
It's
production.
creative,
It's too
though.
big of a production for a Chargers game.
It's creative.
No, it's
Yeah.
bad.
say
It's
that,
bad.
just
It
because
seems
it's like
like
there's not a lot of
the Justin
people.
Jefferson and now this. It seems like all these touchdown celebrations are on the Chargers. I guess they're trying to fire up the
Yeah, I know.
the fans that are there. There
I
are
think
no
it's creative.
fans.
I
The
think it's
100
creative.
fans that show up.
I guess
you
so.
know.
Yeah, they got to fire him up somehow.
As a soccer fan, like I hate Ronaldo, and but the one thing,
Wow.
but the one thing,
So we're gonna go into a different debate about
Yeah,
that.
we
but,
gotta
but the
talk
one
about
thing,
that.
but the one thing I'll say is I just like Ronaldo's celebration.
You
a
just
lot.
upset so many people,
Yeah.
Fernando.
You did.
You've upset so
You
many
did.
people.
Well, we're gonna put this
I
at
mean,
5.
I did.
Oh yeah, I
Put this
guess
at
we'll go 5. We'll go 5.
Yeah,
with that.
5.
All right,
I
let's go to the next one. So we have 2, 3, and 5.
Oh,
agree.
See, you could put this at 4 or 1. It's not a good gritty.
It's not, but it's funny.
You should have saved this for 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like,
This is 4.
he's a funny guy.
You know
He's a Penn State alum.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
what
do
I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah.
But it would be biased if we put him number
It
1.
is Penn State
We're gonna
bias.
say
So
4.
I would say 4 for this.
It's a
not
funny-
great,
it's a
but
funny
it's a really
celebration.
funny moment.
I can't tell if he's trying to like.
It's funny,
pull
but it's
Michael
not good.
Jackson
Let's-
moonwalk or like he's.
I think he's just trying to be funny. I mean, I don't
Plus-
think there's anything
plus
about
they're
it.
Also,
losing. Like, they're
let's
losing
not
pretty
forget he
bad.
also did the celebration with the Patriots.
That is true. Yeah, he did that with the Patriots.
Yeah,
So- but
something
I think
you should
we're gonna put this at
remember.
4.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So we saved the best for last,
What-
Fernando.
what's-
So let's see what is
bring
last
on
here.
number 1.
Oh, what?
It's gonna be Cam.
Oh, it's
Newton.
Cam.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
my
Cam Newton.
Oh wait, here
So-
it is. Here it comes. Ready? Oh
So we're
wait,
gonna
wait a
put-
minute.
What's he doing?
Let's see what he's doing.
I don't know.
This
What the
is
heck is he doing?
new Cam Newton here. Let's see.
Wait a minute. Oh, I thought we were. Oh.
So we-
Yeah.
Number
This is
one.
This is
Number one.
This is
Yeah.
one.
Number one.
That
is
is
pretty
good.
cool.
That is a very good
Very
celebration.
good, Sully.
This
Yeah,
is
He
that's
went
definitely
all the way
good.
out there and did the Superman. Even
I
though
will
he's-
say-
just-
That's great.
It was kind of disrespectful running all the way to the center field,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it just made it.
But it's
even
Cam.
better.
But it's Cam.
It's also in the Panthers.
That's
field.
true. So we have
Oh,
Cam
yeah.
Newton at 1,
Cam
Yeah.
Newton at 1, and then it was
Victor Cruz.
Victor
Victor
Cruz.
Number, number 2.
Jay Jett is
and
at 3,
Jay is at 3,
and then it was Gesicki at 4.
Gesicki, and then
And
Zay
Flowers
Flowers.
was
Zay
Zay
Flowers.
Flowers.
If there was
Yeah,
anything
I
I'd
think
switch,
pretty
if there was
solid
anything I'd switch, it was Victor Cruz in this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
Victor
do
Cruz
love
is
the
kind of-
Superman.
Yeah.
But that,
Yeah.
the cha-cha
But
slide.
it's
yeah.
just
The
classic.
salsa, that's pretty
salsa,
good.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was a good
Classic
salsa
one.
dancer.
Pretty good list though overall.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's a pretty good. I
This
mean,
is pretty good. A pretty good bomb rank.
I think we
Yeah.
give it a B on the Stevens
That's
A
pretty
list.
B.
Yeah,
a B.
beyond Steven
B
Taylor.
goes-
Yeah,
B
we're
goes-
gonna- we're gonna go. It's okay. We
Oh, yeah.
didn't hit all the marks, but it's all right.
B plus.
Yeah. All right, let's go to our next segment here. We're going to do some fantasy predictions here. I'm going to show you guys some projected fantasy points for some NFL players, and you're going to have to tell me if you want to go over or under in
All
this. So we got to go to our first player here, Derrick Henry, 15.1. I have him on my fantasy team.
So do
They
I.
play the Colts today, don't
They
they?
do.
You know, Derrick Henry. I mean, for
It's
him,
always
like
hit or
you
miss.
touched on before. He's getting a little bit up there in age.
Yeah.
He's slowing down a little bit, but I mean, it's a division rival game. It should be a big.
I think they're going to rely heavily on
Also,
him.
The Colts are making a playoff push, and the Titans are
That
kind
is
of
true. They
they're
are
kind of
making a
fading
playoff
down
push.
there. So I think I'm gonna have to go under for this.
Also, let's not forget, Titans are unbeaten at home. So
That is true.
That's
so
true.
I would go with the over, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm
You
going
go
to
with
take
the
the
over?
over as well, just because I feel like with the Titans, like they're obviously not going to make the playoffs this year. They want to beat their division rival. I think the best way to do that is with their best player on offense.
I think I'm going to take the under.
I
With
think
someone on, with,
That's what I'm
as he's on
rolling
my
with. I
team. DeForest Buckner is very underrated in my opinion on the defensive line.
He's gonna have a hard
He's
time.
probably
with
the
it.
best
That's what I'm saying
lineman.
because like Derrick Henry, he does perform against like division rivals, but he's performing against the Jaguars most of the
That
time.
was
Against division rivals.
like the
It-
post Saxonville Jaguars.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
yeah.
Where-
99-yard
were pretty
touchdown.
bad. I'll
They
give
were
you
having a
that.
bad time. Yeah.
But I would say I would go with the over.
I give him 12 or 13.
I'm
'Cause
taking him
I'd say
just
a little
because
bit.
they're
They'll
going
get
to use
close to
him.
it.
If
He'll
the
be
Titans are
fine.
going to win this game, he's going to have to go over this.
Yeah, I mean that is true.
I think they're going to need him a lot.
Struggled.
I think they're going to have to rely
You're
on
gonna have to
him a
need
lot.
him, you're
So,
right.
They'll
yeah,
probably
I take
get
the
down
over.
early, and Will Levis will be slanging that thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
I have Will Levis on my team too, so let's see how
Oh,
that goes.
I
Let's
have
go to our,
Hopkins too, so I'm hoping
let's
that
go to our
helps me
second
too.
player here on the board. Oh, Sam Howell. Now he does
Under,
have a lot of passing yards.
under.
I'm taking the under.
Under.
Really?
He's going to throw 3 interceptions.
Who are they playing?
The Dolphins.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
He's going to throw 3.
I don't know, man.
The Dolphins.
Sam Howell does have
I will
300
say-
passing
The
yards a game.
As an Eagles fan, this man he torches us every time. I hate seeing it. Shout out Grant Sheets. You guys have a capable quarterback. I don't know how to say franchise.
That
but
is true.
You have
It
a
is
capable
true.
quarterback. The man can throw the ball. So I would take the over.
He reminds me of
I would
Baker
take the over.
Mayfield. I call him Faker
Yeah,
Mayfield.
he could be
Oh.
a Baker
He
Mayfield.
does look like a little bit
I
of
can
Baker
see it a
Mayfield.
little, but I'm going to take the over. The dude just loves to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, and
does.
especially in the game
He
against the
takes
Dolphins,
chances.
I feel like it's just going to be like a
I'm
close
I'm
game.
taking under. I mean, the Dolphins defense has been playing much better, so I could see him throwing like at least 2 picks.
That is true. I mean, they didn't
I'd
force
say
Aiden
I'd say he's
O'Connell
throwing
to
3
first
to
down.
Jalen
Jalen
Ramsey.
Ramsey
I
coming
bet
back
it.
has made this defense
But
way
yeah, no,
better.
I'm definitely saying the
I
under.
mean, yeah, Sam Howell's a great player. I mean, I think he performs a lot.
I'm
against
predicting he
good
gets like
teams,
9.
But I mean, if he has all these passing yards and no touchdowns, then you have to go under.
In fact, he leads in the NFL in passing yards. So
That's what I mean.
He does,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
he just slings it down the
I don't
field.
know, man. I
all the
just
time.
throwing
He
it
doesn't
50
care.
times a game.
I can't
does not work all the
go
time.
against him now. I've seen as he torches the defense, so many defenses, and it's like you're right, not mounting of wins or a lot
Yeah,
of touchdowns,
exactly, not a
but
lot of wins.
The man can throw the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to. His defense can't.
He's
play
talented.
very well,
Yeah.
so-
He's got
his offensive line doesn't do him any
Yeah.
favors.
Yeah,
so
he's
he's always
doing
getting-
him
I think he's the
defense.
most sacked QB in the league as
Oh,
well.
really?
and by
That
far.
is-
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
All right, let's
man.
move to our next player here. Garrett Wilson. See, Garrett Wilson has been a little bit of a disappointment.
See, it's
but
just
a little
because of
bit
the
not.
QBs.
And that's because of his quarterback.
Under.
Tim Boyle is starting today, I believe.
Tim Boyle is
Tim
not
Boyle
good.
is
Tim
awful.
Boyle Tim Boyle is better at holding a clipboard and having a headset.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
yeah.
understand why he was even.
No.
It
Like,
makes
I
you
put on the
really
Jets
it makes
team.
you
I
really
really don't.
appreciate Aaron Rodgers when you see Tim Boyle and you see Zach Wilson
Yeah.
and they're not getting this ball or getting
And
this
you wonder
man
why
the
Aaron
ball.
Rodgers is coming
And you
back
wonder
so
why you
fast.
lost to Zach Wilson.
We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. How do you feel that your one loss is
Now Zach Wilson played well in so many games. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
In fact,
He played
Swifty
well.
think. In fact, Swifty think that Zach Wilson's better than Mahomes right now.
I wouldn't go that far. I really don't think that's true.
I think she watches a little bit of football to know that that's
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think she has to know that.
But I mean, I feel so bad for Garrett Wilson. He's such a great young wide receiver, and I mean,
he's not
people,
being used
because
enough.
you're-
no,
getting
people were talking
wasted,
about he
man.
could have been, possibly the reception or the touchdown leader this year with Aaron Rodgers coming into the season. But then it's just like,
and then that just all went away week one.
Yeah, in fact, I took him in my second round in one of my fantasy leagues. I had so much hope in this guy because with Aaron Rodgers, I thought this potential was going to be able to unlock.
And that's what a lot of people thought.
But
And you can't really predict injuries. That's why it's tough in the NFL. So I mean, I think he'll go under.
Give this
today
man a
just
competent
because-
QB.
Can we
and he's
talk
going
about
over.
how the Falcons are barely favorites in this game against the Jets?
I mean, that is true. I mean, they don't play very well on the road.
Yeah.
Or I think they're on the road. They're in New York.
The
They don't
Desmond
play
The
Ritter
Jets
very well.
effect.
quarterback is Tim
Desmond
Boyle.
Ritter.
So
I mean,
bad.
yeah,
That's enough. That's a
You may
literally-
see Zach Wilson
He threw the
appearance.
Hail Mary.
You may see Zach Wilson appear.
thankfully,
for
we
them.
didn't get that game on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we got it the day after, so I mean,
I would say definitely like if Garrett Wilson had a competent QB, he'd be over, but he's not
Yeah.
going over.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
It's not because of
All
his
right.
talent. It's
Let's
not
see
because
if-
I
see
feel
we
bad
have-
for his. I
it's
feel bad for
because
him.
of the situation.
Let's see if we have any other players or. Yeah, all right,
Let's clap
we're going to
clip.
go to That's Clipped, our last segment here. We're going to get our first clip, and it's a fog fest at FedEx Field today for the Commanders.
Oh,
Looks
wow.
so
Wow.
much fun.
And
It's so
that is-
dangerous.
that is very fun. I mean, I love the fog. Just
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna
waking up in the
I'm gonna
morning,
be
seeing
running down the
fog.
field, and there's just gonna be a big linebacker coming at me.
I personally think Roger Goodell's trying to hide how bad the stadium is. I mean, it's a terrible stadium. I think he's
it
just trying to
is
hide it
so
in the
bad.
fog.
Yeah, you
Just-
don't
Yeah,
have to
this-
see
this
the
stadium-
toilets.
you don't
leaking all
see
over
it.
the
Yeah,
place.
they came in
stadium
shower
is
after
so
games.
bad.
They came in shower for the game.
Yeah,
They're at the shower outside. For this.
You know,
the
that-
shower in the fog.
That Sam Howell over is not looking too good for me right now. And I
With
don't,
this,
I don't know if he's gonna be able to see that well.
You didn't get the weather report.
No,
before the
that's
game.
not. Yeah, that's on me.
That's not your fault. That's not your
Yeah,
fault.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know. I mean,
I guess the
Tyreek
we-
Hill's still having a good game.
I guess the
Right.
weather was
Tyreek
very
Hill's gonna
accurate.
find a way to get like
It did
30,
say areas
40
of
points.
fog.
They just, it's unbelievable.
I know.
Tyreek Hill's
I mean,
crazy.
that's crazy right
They'll
there.
probably
So,
just give him a handoff or a little
Yeah,
little,
he'll just
little
run.
dump pass.
yeah, the little running back like
Looks like-
motion. That's what he kind of
With
does.
now seeing this fog, I think Mostert and Robinson will have a good fantasy days today.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Robinson's been pretty good.
Brian Robinson. Johnson, please?
All right, so let's go to our
Win
next
me my
clip.
game.
It's Cam Newton who said that he can start for a bunch of teams in the NFL, and his little like thing he does on
I don't
social media
know,
where he
man.
talks, whatever. What do you guys think about that?
Why are we still talking about
I don't
this
know
guy?
why. This guy's
I don't
done.
understand either. I
He's
really
not.
don't.
He just because he won MVP and went to a Super Bowl. once doesn't mean we still need to be talking about him.
Yeah,
His shoulder is fried. His shoulder is completely fried. He's not gonna be able to throw
he talks a
30
lot
yards.
too, which makes it what makes him come into the media because like him and Colin Kaepernick, I feel like are in sort of the same boat.
Yeah.
They're both out of the league and they're both trying to come back.
You know,
Yeah,
Cam,
I mean, like they're both trying to come back.
I will
they're both trying
say
to
it
make
is a
come
shame
back.
because at one point Cam was the man. He was the unanimous
He was the
MVP.
guy.
Everyone loved him, and he was so electric, so talented. And
TJ Watt did something about that.
Oh yeah.
The concussion.
He
That,
did,
that
he
was a
did.
big
No,
factor.
But honestly,
killed him.
I think it's
Yeah.
Cam. It's time. You're not going to be a starter. I mean, you could always come in and be a backup mentor and learn.
Backup.
That's true. He could be a backup for the Jets.
Backup. He could be
Well,
a backup. He should be a third stringer.
I don't know. I feel
I'd
like he
say
could back up.
he would be a very good backup.
I would
and-
say a good role for him, ironically, was maybe go back to Carolina. Bryce Young's been struggling.
Be a
He clearly
coach.
needs a mentor,
He needs
needs
a
some
mentor.
help.
You
Frank
could either
Reich,
actually
Yeah.
quarterback's coach or
why not
something,
come
yeah.
back to your alma mater, come back to Carolina, coach him up, help him, teach him anything you can teach him because I mean they
Yeah.
need all the help they can
Oh,
get.
yeah,
They
that's
do.
the
That
only
is a
place
good
I see
idea. I'll
him
give you
going.
that.
So I mean, like obviously it's number one overall pick, and look, everyone we all, especially in the internet now, we all love to say these quick clicks and hot takes like, oh, Bryce Young's terrible. I would have taken CJ
I don't
Stroud.
think so.
But you
I
know
don't-
what?
it's-
Trevor
I can't.
Lawrence, his first year
He
was
wasn't
awful.
great.
Yeah,
So why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Peyton
Let's
Manning.
Josh
A lot of
Allen.
rookie quarterbacks
Exactly.
struggle. It's
So
not
Cam,
yeah.
why don't you go down to Carolina, help this kid out, and maybe next year
Yeah.
you could be the Messiah again as a teacher for Carolina, not as the quarterback, but as a teacher.
No, but yeah, I agree. Like
Yeah.
obviously his second stint in Carolina obviously was not great. So I honestly that made me realize that
Yeah,
this
he,
guy's
was,
not
he was back for one drive.
I'm back. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm
That was kind of
back.
that's kind
I'm
of
back, and then he
cameo,
fell
good
off.
cameo, and then he
Yeah,
just
he's not
walked
back.
into the
But
sunset.
yeah, no, I agree completely. Like Bryce Young, worst position you could possibly be in terms of rookie.
And
QB.
now they have no head
he
coach.
needs someone. He needs someone like him.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
And also, Bryce Young has so much potential, and I just feel like Frank Reich just destroyed that potential.
I know,
so.
like don't get like I don't think Frank Reich was like a terrible coach. He was just not
Not a
good for
good
that
system.
system.
Yeah,
He's
not
not
a
good
good
for that
system.
system. He's
That-
not.
that's
He was
just
not
what
He
good
it
needs
at
a
what
was.
he's
vet. He needs a
trying to
vet
do.
QB. He needs
He
someone
does.
who's been
Well, I mean,
seasoned.
Josh McCown kind of.
Well,
so that's
Like he had
kinda
success
helps,
with
but I
the
mean,
Colts. Like he made play.
And he was
playoff
good with
wins.
Andrew Luck and
Yeah.
Carson Wentz. He had like
and Philly
Yeah, this guy
Rivers.
was a good
So-
coach at the time.
We'll see what Cam Newton decides to do. So now let's move on to our W moment of the day here on today's sports. We have Robert Saleh and the Jets staff, followed by the Falcons staff and other NFL League office members, ran up the stairs in honor of the late Coach Knapp. I mean, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
This
that's
is
a
really
nice
cool. I mean,
tribute.
doing
I
that
didn't even know
to
they did
tribute.
this.
That is awesome.
that is a great tribute.
Yeah.
Good for them.
You
Yeah,
know,
I think that's awesome. I mean, just you see, like Robert Saleh, I think gets a lot of hate. I don't know about you guys. Like when you
He
talk
has
about
gotten
this,
very
he gets a lot.
scrutinized.
He
Yeah.
gets a lot of hate just because of the situation. he's
Yeah,
in.
but
like
the
people
thing
are
is,
calling
like,
for him to be fired. But I
What
don't
do
really
you
think-
do
But
when you have
also,
I
Zach
don't think he should
Wilson?
be fired.
What do you do when you have a Hall of Fame QB injured for the year
Yeah,
and you have to
and
deal with
also-
Zach Wilson?
And also, just forget,
That's tough.
he's a defensive-minded coach, and his defense has always been
one of
good.
the top 5 in the league right now.
He made San
I think.
Francisco
Yeah,
the best
he was
defense in the
great.
league. I mean,
He
they're
was.
still good now, but
He made them where
He was the engine in that
Yeah.
defense.
I think Robert Saleh is who the Jets need going forward, and I think
You gotta give
Don't
him some
give up on it
time.
yet.
You gotta give him some
Yeah.
time.
I think he's done good with what he's been because obviously every single person in the world wants him to bench Zach Wilson. But you know what? He shows loyalty. He sticks
That's
by his
true.
guy no matter
That's
how
true.
many interceptions he
Yeah.
throws, no matter how incompetent he looks out there.
The thing is, like this
sticks by him.
the Jets have a top 5 defense. If it weren't for their defense, they would be like probably have like
Yeah, if
one
they
or
had
two
at
wins.
least a decent offense, they could be.
Yeah, like
a-
if they had Aaron Rodgers, like they would be in the playoffs.
I
Right
think
now.
they could be even a
Yeah.
Super Bowl
The AFC
contender
would
with
be
Aaron
even more
Rodgers.
crazy.
Yeah, because if
Yeah,
they had Aaron Rodgers,
absolutely.
you could put them in the same
Yeah.
conversation that the Broncos are in right now
Yeah.
with Russell Wilson. Just
Exactly.
like contending
The
teams. in the wild
AFC would
card.
just be
could
10
put
million
that-
times more crazy than it is.
If
Like,
Aaron
it's-
Rodgers is
it's
healthy,
unbelievable.
that's true.
But again, this is an awesome gesture. You know,
Yeah, I
football.
know it is.
It's
Was
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers running these steps?
Aaron Rodgers
with,
was
with his
probably,
insults, maybe he was up there with Coach Saleh. I mean, he's maybe he'll come back. We don't know. So
I
we'll see
don't know.
about
He
that.
probably took the day off on this one to
Yeah.
go talk
We'll have to
Pat
see when we
McAfee
we'll have
again.
to see when we
Yeah.
come back from break.
So with Pat
When we
McAfee.
come back
We'll
from
see.
break,
We'll
we'll see
see.
if he started.
I don't
what
think he'll
happens.
come back at all. To be
We'll see.
honest.
We'll see
because
what
the Jets'
happens.
playoff hopes will be over.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
know, man. The Bills are struggling. They're 6-6. They could find a way
Yeah,
to
I
sneak
mean,
in
we'll
there.
see. We'll see what
It's
happens.
never
AFC's
over
tough
until
now.
you say it's over.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
this conference is
Yeah.
so loaded.
All right,
Yeah.
so
So a quick question though, rapid fire predictions for the Super Bowl. Give it to me right now.
Me first? Or you go first. You go first.
You go.
I'll go Steelers Eagles just because I'm biased. And I'm going to say it just because. I'm going to say it just because Matt Canada got fired.
Okay. Hold on. Do you think Detroit Lions? Bold pick.
Who's going against them? Who's going against them?
Oh, I don't want to say the Steelers. I'll say the Ravens.
All right.
Lions, Ravens.
It's the rematch.
Oh my
Philadelphia
God!
Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs.
Stop with
It's
the
gonna
bias,
happen.
for God's sake. I want to say the Cowboys, but I've always been prone to disappointment in the playoffs. So,
Yeah, so I don't think.
so I'll go with the 49ers in the AFC. I think I'll go with the Ravens.
Hey,
So
yeah,
you're
you know why I
taking-
said the
he's
Detroit
taking-
Lions?
Why is that?
Because my academic advisor told me to like make a bold prediction. I said the Detroit Lions will win the Super Bowl.
Well, it's a bold prediction.
I
man.
told my
Yeah,
academic
it's a
advisor.
bold
Bringing
prediction.
academics in.
Yeah,
Although,
my-
Although, Fernando, I will say you've got the conspiracy theories going because obviously with the colors of the Super Bowl logo,
Yeah.
everyone's
That's
saying,
the reason why I
all
chose
towards
it.
San
Right.
Francisco, but it's not going to happen.
I'm
I hope.
confident about the 49ers making the Super Bowl, but the AFC is just so loaded.
Yeah.
I can't decide who's going to make
It
it.
wouldn't
out.
shock me. It's a really good pick.
It's going to be.
I don't
literally
think
anybody.
it'll be
no
the
one
Chiefs.
knows
I don't
yet.
think it'll be the Chiefs again. I just think that
Or-
not having good wide receivers right now is going to hurt them in the playoffs.
We're literally not going to know who makes it for the AFC until like the end, like the week 17.
Look, I mean, as long as
It's gonna be
Mahomes has home field advantage, I mean,
Yeah.
I hope that they don't have the number 1 seed for once. Let him go
No.
play a road playoff.
I know.
Please. This man has never played a
It's
road
always an
playoff.
Arrowhead. Every
It is
game,
so sickening.
every time I turn on my TV, oh, it's an Arrowhead against the Bills.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
All right,
god.
we'll see what happens when we come back for today's sports back in January, right? We'll have another football
Oh,
show.
you don't
until
forget about
January.
hockey today,
Next
tomorrow.
year.
We got
Yeah,
shows going on the rest of this
yeah,
week, but
Tuesday
football, this is
and
our last NFL
football's
show.
over.
Tuesday
So-
and Wednesday as well.
Yeah,
A lot of
so
fun.
for Fernando, Jake, and Ben, I'm your host, Justino. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy your football Sunday, everybody.
Hey, you stole my thunder.
Go Cowboys.
Go Eagles.
Go Lurs.